Welcome to Chapter 3, Java Simple Data Types. What you'll do in this lesson is you're going to go through all of the notes and reading material, and as you go through the different sections within this particular chapter of the book, it's going to give you much more working examples of Java. And what you're going to be doing in these particular lessons, you're going to be looking at variables, which are essentially storage locations, and it's going to give you a lot of rules on how those variables works. Here's a term that's called Java syntax rules. It's very important to start learning these rules because you'll be looking at what we call keywords and having to instantiate variables properly. Also knowing how to get the variables to be used properly. Okay, so there's a lot of different terminology going on. It's really important to get these down, but once you do, you'll find that you'll be able to quickly start implementing these and start utilizing your variables to create some pretty cool stuff. Okay, so here's some reserved words. I'll let you go through and read about that. It'll give you a much better explanation than I would in this short video because I am highly distracted right now. And let's see, it goes through some variables. I'm going to scroll down. You need to read this, but I'm going to get to the main point. Okay, first, here's the Java program, Java 0301, and in this particular example, you can see that we're just going through and we're creating these variables, assigning them a value, which we did right here. Okay, and then down here we print them out on the screen. Okay, no big deal. So what's a big deal though is knowing how to do this within Unity. Okay, because that's a totally different type of ball game than what you've been seeing here with JGrasp. So go through, copy these pieces of code into JGrasp, make sure it runs, and I'm going to show you how to transfer this over into Unity. Once I get Unity up, I'm going to go ahead and click on New. We're going to choose 2D just to make it real simple. I'm going to call this Chapter 3 Practice. And then make sure you choose your correct storage folder. Mine's already defaulted to a folder I use called Unity User Created Files. My organization is my username down here. And enable Unity Analytics. I'm going to turn it off. I really don't need analytics. I'm not trying to sell this for anything. And I don't need any asset packages. Those would be very helpful if we were making a big game, but we're not. We're just making some code. Alright, so click on Create Project, and it's going to pull it up. I'm going to pause the video while we wait for it. So once you have Unity up, let's go ahead and practice that file. I'm going to go into my assets folder right here. I'm going to right click, choose create, C# script, and then I'm going to call this Java 0301. Press enter. And then I want to go ahead and open this up in MonoDevelop. I think I have Visual Studio. Yeah, I'm using Visual Studio. I'll turn that off. I'll turn on MonoDevelop so you see the same IDE on my computer as yours. Okay, you should have your MonoDevelop like so. I'm going to move the screen over so I can see a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to make the font a little bit larger. So I want to, go Tools, Options, Fonts, and what is that? Oh, that's the different font styles. Let's change this to, I'm going to change mine to 16 so you can see a little bit better. And there we go. That looks pretty good. Okay. With Unity and C# script, we're using some tool from Unity called MonoBehavior. We're not going to get into the details of what MonoBehavior is yet, and we'll use all these other tools right up here. This allows us to program in C# with Unity. Again, we have our class name. It has to be the same as the file name right up here. And inside Unity, since we operate a little bit differently, we're going to create our variables right here. Let's see. I can't remember the variables that we had. Let me minimize that. And I'm going to tile my screen over. So we got integer A, integer B, A equals 25, or excuse me, A is assigned 25, B is assigned, A is assigned 10, B is assigned 25. So we're just going to type this up, int A. Then we'll type in int B. A is assigned. Whoa, you gotta watch out for that. Sometimes it'll autocomplete material for you just because it thinks, whoops, there it goes again. It's just trying to be helpful. In this case, it's not being helpful. So A is given 10, B is given 25, and then here in our debug, our start, we're going to use our debug.log. Inside our double parentheses, we will put double quotes to create an empty line. Whoops. I'm going to just copy that and paste it down here. And we'll print out A. Oh, come on now. Alright. I'll print out B. And then just to make it like the other one, we'll put the double quotes down here below. Go to File, Save. And whenever you are programming in C#, there's a lot of different ways to go about this. The way we will go about it is we'll look inside Unity for errors. So when we go back to Unity, let's see right here. I have an unexpected error on line 8. Okay, so I'm going to use Unity to find my errors. I'm not going to worry about what MonoDevelop or Visual Studio says. I'm going to stick with what Unity says. So I have an error on line 8. Tells me, I can't read it because it's not giving me enough information. Actually, I can read it down here. Unexpected symbol equals in class structure or interface member declaration. Okay, so what's happening here is with our class variables called A and B, we're declaring them right here. What we need to do is we need to actually take all of this right here, hit Control X, come down here in our start method, and paste it inside here within the start method. There's a good reason why it doesn't work. And the reason is because there's something called instance variables and class level variables and public variables and private variables, which is a lot of information for right now. We're not worried about that. All we need to worry about is that we need to declare our variables, assign them a value, and then print them out all within the start method right here. So make sure you save it. You can hit Control S to save quicker. If you look right here, say save, Control S helps you save faster. Then you come back to Unity and you'll notice our errors are gone. That's good. I'm going to come over here, and I've noticed some of y'all have done this where you take your script and attach it to your camera. So your camera has your script down here at the bottom. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. Or you can right click and choose create empty game object, and technically you can put it on there as well. Okay, and it'll happen twice. So experiment with that. Then you press play and it runs, and you'll notice mine shows up twice. Empty space, because the debug log with double quotes, 1025, empty space, and then 1025 shows up again. It shows up twice because I have the script attached to the main camera, then I have the script attached to the game object. And that's a very, very interesting concept you're seeing right there, because I'm going to delete this. And actually, I don't want to delete that. I'm going to create an empty game object, and I'm going to attach this to it. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to remove that. But it's interesting because it's showing you that you can take the script and use it multiple times, and we'll see that quite a bit whenever we run our programs. I'm going to clear, press play again, just so you can see the clean version. So empty space, 1025, empty space. You need to work through all the examples. I'm scrolling down to Java 0305 just so you can see this one in action because it's a little bit different. There's not too much of a difference, honestly. I'm going to go back to Unity. I'm going to go to my assets, create a C# script, and we'll call this one Java 0305, enter. Then we'll go ahead and open up in MonoDevelop. And hopefully it'll open in MonoDevelop. Supposed to be opening in MonoDevelop. Okay, here we go. And let's see, I'm going to drag this over to the side so I can see my book. Where's the book? There's the book. And there's my MonoDevelop. So I'm going to pull this over here, size it so I can see a little better. And then again, just like before, we're going to say inside the start method, we're going to say integer A equals 0, integer B equals, what is that, 25, integer C is assigned value of 10, and then here we're just going to assign A the value of B plus C. I'm just going to do this one because that's all that matters. Then I'm going to do a debug.log. Inside here I'm going to put in the value of B, concatenate it with the plus symbol. And I'm actually have to draw the plus symbol with my double quotes Okay, that's called a string literal. And then we're going to concatenate it again with the value C. Again, double quotes. Whoa, forgot my plus to concatenate it. And plus, sorry, I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do. I'm getting ready to run out of space. I'm going to enter so I go down to the next line. You're just going to go all the way out. Let's see, we're going to concatenate that with the equal symbol and concatenate it with the value of A, which came from the calculation, semicolon, file, save. Let's hope we don't have any errors, and we don't. Coolio. I'm going to create my game object. I'm going to remove this one because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to take Java 0305, add that, and there's my results. 25 plus 10. Oh, I put an extra plus symbol. No big deal. You can go through and delete that on your own. If you copied that and had the same thing, no worries. Let me show you how to get rid of that in case you're curious. Some of y'all probably are curious. I put the plus right here. That was silly of me. Alright, so press enter. One thing you should notice, look, even though I press enter and moved it down to the next line just for spacing and clarity, it doesn't affect how the program runs. Now my sloppiness with adding that did, but overall the code would still run fine because I hit the enter key. There we go. That looks much nicer. So that gives you a good foundation to get started. Make sure you go through and put these in Unity, and make sure you put these in JGrasp, and make sure you know how them run. Practice makes perfect on these type of things. Make sure you go through those extra steps of doing those items. Look at the calculations. You're going to make errors. That's fine. Okay. The biggest error you can make that you couldn't recover from is not going through and practice stuff and just looking at it and think you know it.